we're going to unpack a little bit of one of the shortest passages in the Bible, John 11:35. Jesus wept. Now, we read that growing up myself as a kid, memorized it because it's so easy. But let's unpack it for a minute. What exactly does that mean? So this is the story. We're in John chapter 11, and it is with Lazarus. Jesus' friend Lazarus passes away. His sisters Martha and Mary are there, and they sent for Jesus. He gets the message, and he goes there not right away. But he shows up, I think it's like 4 days later. And as we see, he knows what happened. He is God in the flesh. He could have just snapped his fingers that fast, that second that he heard Lazarus has passed. But he didn't. He waited. And as we see there now, Jesus knows what happened, but he still went there. He waited. There's a specific meaning with that, as we see that he did wait. And all of this is for the glory of Christ. For the things that we go through are not for ourselves, but is for others. They all have purpose. They all have meaning in what we do face. So as Jesus approached that, he didn't just go in or just say, Lazarus awake, but he wept. And why is that? Because he is fully God in the flesh. And that just shows God's compassion, that his heart felt for us as humans. He knows what we face when we face him. He was in agony. He was sad. He was upset. He was angry. And he wept for the loved ones, for his friend. Now remind you, he's fully God. So he knew he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead. But Jesus gets down with us in our feelings, in our sorrows, in our hard times, in our grief, in our loss, in our suffering. He doesn't just, swipe us off and be like, okay, you'll get through it. But he joins us there. And then when we invite him in that's when the change comes. That we start to look at circumstances, our suffering, different, because we know Christ is with us, versus trying to do it on ourselves, grieving as if we have no hope, but Jesus is our hope. So I love how this passage just always reflects of Jesus wept, because it shows his humanity side, that he feels us. He doesn't just, like I said, write us off as, oh, they'll get over it, or to say he don't know how he feels. Like, that is why God sent his only son in the human form. God knows through Jesus Christ what it feels like to be human, to cry, to laugh, to eat, to have heartache, to have the righteous anger, to be hurt by family, friends, spouses. He knows it all, even when we lose our loved ones. But he gets with us, and Jesus wept so loudly, and it said that he groaned because Lazarus has died. He didn't just write that off and like, oh, okay, he's dead, everyone, like, let me just gonna raise him. But it shows that he feels it with us, and he felt that emotion just like we feel the emotions. And I love that little passage of the 2 words. He wept. Jesus wept. It is so simple but so powerful. I've been looking at that a little bit more, reading Ann Voskamp's book. I think it's like 40 Days with Jesus. It's unbelievable. It's in John, and it's just 40 days with Jesus. But it's so profound because it's him being with us. We're not alone in our grief, our loss, our sorrows, that it matters to him. Even when we think that it doesn't, it does. And I'm learning this through a hard, dark season that's been a long time. Finally coming to the truth of being blinded for so long from the enemy with just life, that there is joy and there is hope through the sorrow, through the tears, that Sunday's coming.